All right. An impotent man ended up with insulation foam
Damn
inside
it.
his.
I had this one. This one should, by the way, should come with a trigger warning for men because this is a rough story.
Yeah, this is bad. Impotent man ended up with insulation foam inside his penis and bladder after a sex act went badly wrong. The unnamed 45-year-old from the U.S. had been injecting objects into his urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the penis, as an aid for erectile dysfunction, and his partner had the idea of slotting in the straw to a can of insulation foam. So, idea of slotting in the straw attached to a can of
So
insulation.
what was he? What did he start with? What was he doing before the foam?
The article I read didn't tell.
So, but he had
Object.
been putting something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disastrously, they inadvertently pressed the button, shooting the foam into his penis. According to urology case reports, the man didn't go to the hospital until 3 weeks later as the pain was increasing and he was having difficulty urinating. A computed tomography CT scan showed a hardened mass of foam in his bladder, measuring 10.7 centimeters by 4.3 centimeters by 6 centimeters. And more in his penis, measuring 16 millimeters in width. The problem was clear to see. Doctors were able to remove the foam from his bladder by creating an opening in the wall of the organ, but the penis foam proved more problematic. Medics attempted to pull the foam out of the urethra. However, he had urethral stricture disease, whereby the passage becomes scarred and the narrow portions of his urethra anchored the spray foam in place. Surgeons were ultimately forced to perform a perineal ureterostomy, creating a new opening between the scrotum and the anus to remove the remaining fragments. Following the operation, 3 tubes were inserted in to help him pass urine until his urethra is repaired, though this will only happen if he passes a psychiatric assessment. Discussing the case in urology case reports, urologists wrote, reasons for insertion of a foreign body into the genitourinary tract include mental illness, borderline personality disorders, sexual gratification, or temporary release from imprisonment to seek medical attention. The foam was removed from his body. Unfortunately, many patients are repeated offenders, and thus psychiatric evaluation to prevent recurrent injury should be considered. Our patient achieved a stable relationship partner, but has been homeless and thus sporadically followed up with subpropubic tube changes. He has not been referred to psychiatry as he has not had any repeat episodes since the operation, but he will be referred prior to consideration of reconstruction when he achieves a stable living environment. The practice of inserting objects into the urethra is known as sounding and is often used as a home remedy for erectile dysfunction. This is often used? However, as you might expect, it's a remedy that can do more harm than good. Urologist Giacomo, this is a lot of hard names in here, Olandini, who works at Milton Keynes University NHS Trust and Health Clinic in International Andrology, London, told Mail Online, some persons end up practicing sounding because they are not able to have good erections anymore, and they insert a stiff rod within the penis to be able to have intercourse. I have seen urethras severely injured by repeating sounding, and unfortunately they rarely recover well.
So
They call it sounding because you make sound when you do it.
Oh my God, they're giving themselves these catheters, basically. Like, that's
So
insane.
basically, instead of pushing rope, it's like it's giving you a little structure.
Yeah. But I mean, how much could that help?
I don't know.
Because you're still not growing.
Like I'd never heard of that before.
Nah, man. I mean,
I know when I read this story, because if you didn't do it, I was going to do this story, but when I read it, like I could not believe somebody did this.
Yeah, I don't know. My first thought would not be like, oh, I'm worried this guy's going to do this again. Because, like, if it was me and I did it, it'd be like my next time I thought about doing it, I'd just kill myself.
yeah.
Like, they had to, well, they, like, cut him open and, like, when they pulled this out of his prostate.
Actually, his taint,
Yeah.
from the one article I read, which is similar, it said, like, through his perineum or whatever, which is just another word for the taint.
Right, but the actual foam had to have been in his prostate or his
Well,
bladder.
it was both in his bladder and his penis, and they got the chunk out of the bladder through his taint, and then
like had to put some tubes in
all that other stuff
throughout the urine while they tried to get the foam out of the dick.
Yeah,
Oh,
fucking awful.
Yeah.
I can't imagine people doing this.
I'd rather just not have sex.
I know. I'd rather be impotent.
Yeah.
And by the way, like, what kind of woman like is on board for this? Like, oh yeah, shove a rod up your pee hole and then we can go to it.
Yeah, she must have been
well, if they were
pressuring
thinking
him.
the straw was going to do the trick, why did they have the bottle of foam?
I don't think they meant to insert the foam, though. It was just...
But why would you leave it attached?
Yeah, stupidity, I guess. I don't know.
A series of unfortunate events.
Did they think it was just going to shoot back out?
I'm betting it was. I bet they said it was an accident, but like, I bet his idea was, oh yeah, we'll put
just
this liquid
blast it
foam in,
open.
it'll get hard, and I'll be good to go.
It'll expand and just
Yeah. I'm thinking they thought it was a good idea and then instantly found out it was not.
But it took him like 3 weeks to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I'm guessing that was just embarrassment
Oh my god!
or thinking that
You're just going to piss it out.
or thinking
eventually.
that it'll dissolve and go away on its own. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was horrible.
I know. When I read that story, like, I was like, oh God, like, felt uncomfortable. I was like,
Yeah.
God, you don't want to even think about getting a catheter or something going into your pee hole. That sounds like the
Yeah.
worst thing ever.
Well, like back in the old days when they like shove shit up your pee hole to get out kidney stones and stuff.
Ugh.
Like how, first of all, what are they shoving up there? How big does it have to be to like actually? It's just, I don't know. It's awful.
I can't imagine anything worse.
Yeah, you don't want stuff shoved up your pee hole.